Welcome back. In my conversation with President Trump yesterday, I also pressed him on the war in Ukraine. The president telling me he's disappointed in Russia and hinting he has a major statement on Russia planned for Monday, but he declined to elaborate. President Trump also revealed to me a new weapons deal he reached with NATO, saying, quote, "We're sending weapons to NATO and NATO is paying for those weapons 100%. So what we're doing is the weapons that are going out are going to NATO, and then NATO is going to be giving those weapons and NATO is paying for those weapons." When I asked him if the U.S. would also be sending weapons directly to Ukraine, the president said, no, we're not sending to Ukraine. We're sending them through NATO. In response to those comments, a NATO spokesperson said, quote, "Allies continue to work to ensure Ukraine has the support they need to defend themselves against Russia's aggression. This includes urgent efforts to procure key supplies from the United States, including air defense and ammunition." Joining me now on set is NBC News national security reporter Gordon Lubold. Thank you so much for being here. So when I first heard about this deal with NATO, I really tried to press the president on the specifics of this. How would a deal like this work? Can you provide more context? What exactly does it mean to have NATO pay for and supply the weapons, distribute the weapons?
I mean, it means a completely different model than what has ever been used. I think it's unclear what exactly the president means, and we'll find out maybe in coming days if there's more to that. Clearly, the president wants to distance himself from contributing aid to Ukraine. He's currently in a mode of frustrated with Russian President Vladimir Putin. We'll see how long that lasts. But for right now, it seems like this is a way to kind of thread the needle with Ukraine, provide some assistance through NATO at NATO's expense, however that exactly works, practically speaking, and maybe still get to a deal somehow down the line.
And it comes as he's expressing increased frustration with Russia. This week publicly saying that the United States gets fed a lot of BS, although he said the full term,
he said a full word,
by Putin. And then in his call with me saying that he's really disappointed with Russia and that he has this major announcement coming on Monday. I pressed him over and over. What does that mean? Does it mean sanctions? He wouldn't say. We know that Senator Lindsey Graham, a Trump ally, has been preparing this sanctions package against Ukraine. Are you hearing anything about what he might be announcing or the implications of an announcement coming against the backdrop of momentum building for a sanctions package?
So I think it's anyways yes still, and they may be still trying to figure it out over the weekend. As you well know, the president sometimes gets over his skis in terms of what he says rhetorically, and then like they kind of figure it out on the fly. Again, this is the kind of more the furthest he's gone as of late with regard to Putin in terms of his frustration, and it's kind of growing. I think from what I understand, the reaction from Moscow is we're calm here. We're going to weather this current storm. Like, we'll see what happens. Now, if the frustration is sustained by the president, I think then Putin is going to have to maybe do a recalculation of his own position.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he announces. And I should say sanctions against Russia, not
Correct.
Sanctions against Ukraine. Very quickly, I asked the president about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He said he's doing a great job, despite the reports that Hegseth had actually paused weapons shipments without making the White House aware.
Right. And so we don't know who said what to whom just yet. It's been very, very confusing. I think he's sticking with his defense secretary, but as you also well know, he sticks with people until he doesn't stick with them.
That's right. All right. Another storyline we'll be watching very closely out of the White House. Gordon, thanks so much for being here.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.